Hello everyone, welcome to Lila Bradley's Kitchen. I am in the process of taking the moisture out of some of my mushrooms, and I also have over here in this skillet, I'm sauteing some purple and sweet onion, some red bell pepper, yellow bell pepper, and garlic together. I'm going to make green beans with this. I have my green beans. They're ready, actually. Let me get them. I'm going to make won't be one pot, but I'm going to dump the mushrooms in here with this once it gets to where I want it to be cooking wise. And I have some quinoa here in the pot. I'm also going to cook that. It cooks really fast, almost like grits, so I'm saving that to last. That's 1 cup. I'll add 2 cups of water and some salt, and that'll be it for that. Put a little butter in it. And this is what I'm having for dinner. These mushrooms are cooked down to pretty much nothing. And this is a good way to get all the moisture out, I've learned. And if you want to store them in the freezer once you get this out, I put a little bit of butter in the skillet and stir them around in that butter. Let them cool off and put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer, and it's amazing how well they taste when they come out. When I first started really getting into doing mushrooms, I sauteed them and put them in the freezer like that, and they didn't come out too good, but adding the butter just seems to make it more flavorful. And I learned that from one of the guys that works at the place where I get my mushrooms from, because I only live 10 minutes away from the mushroom farm. And he told me how to do it with the butter, and it works. So I had to thank him the last time I was in there. He was happy. People love it when you come back and appreciate what they've told you and you tried it, and let them know how wonderful it was, how wonderful it turned out. We should always be trying to make everybody feel good. That's what I like to do. If I can bring a smile on someone else's face, it brings one to mine. Makes me feel good. So, I'm also making a pot of dog food over here. I have to do that twice a week. But I'm going to let this cook for a little bit and I shall return. Alright, I am back. And as you can see, these have cooked down. The skillet was level full, and they've cooked down to this already. I think most of the moisture is out of them. I'm going to add a little bit of butter in here. This is some grass-fed, organic, unsalted butter. nice and tender. So now I'm going to put these in a container because I have a few oyster mushrooms I'm going to put in the skillet and do the same thing to them. These are the cremini mushrooms here, the baby portobellos. So I'll let them sit over here and cool off. And now I'll get my oyster mushrooms. And do the same thing to them. Alrighty, I've got my cutting board all clean again. And I'm making myself a cup of raspberry leaf tea over here. I rather like that. Put anything in it, just the tea itself. I like the taste of it. Nice and soothing. Check on my other stuff over here. As you can see, it's looking good. I haven't put any seasoning in it yet. And I'm going to let these simmer a bit, and then I will return. Alrighty, I am back with the oyster mushrooms. See all the liquid that they have produced. I am going to go ahead and add some of the portobellos to my dish here. see that's looking pretty good. I still have to season it. This is some Himalayan pink salt I'm putting in. And a little bit of my unsalted butter. Put some cayenne pepper. I'll put a little smoked paprika in it too. I should be measuring, but I'm just shaking it in. I call myself a dump cook because that's what I do, dump it in. Sometimes I measure. I really should probably measure more, especially doing these videos. But y'all know how it is, especially one of you guys that cook all the time. You've been cooking for so long, you know just about how much to put in. And you can always put a little bit, start off with a little bit and add as you go, taste and add until you get it to the point where you want it. Now let that simmer. Turn these off, and I am going to mix them right with the rest of the portobellos. It's not that many. And once these cool off, they will go in the freezer. I like to make gravy with my oyster mushrooms. It's really, really good gravy. And I don't use no oil when I'm cooking browning my flour. I just put it on top of the stove in this cast iron skillet. Or sometimes I'll stick it in the oven and just let it brown. Put a little butter on this. And I will return. All right, I am back. I've cleaned out my skillet. I have it on the fire now so it can dry out good. And once it gets dry, I'll take a paper towel and put a little bit of oil on it and rub around in here. Make sure I get it all oily. And then I'll take another paper towel and clean the excess oil out, and I'll put it up. I have quite a few cast iron pots and skillets. I love to use them. I have one big Dutch oven that whenever I'm cooking for my family, they like for me to cook roast in that one. Well, they like for me to cook roast, period. They don't care what I put it in, as long as I cook it. And I brown it in the skillet on both sides. After I remove all the fat that I can get off of it, And then I've stuffed it with pieces of garlic. Just punch holes in it and push garlic down around in it. And I will put it in my cast iron Dutch oven and let it simmer. I mean, cook in the oven. It comes out really, really nice and tender. I should take these off of the fire, off of the stove, so they can begin to really cool down. I'm going to switch burners. Like I say, I have my 1 cup of quinoa in here. I'm going to put a little salt in. And get my 2 cups of water. It's a little over 2 cups because I filled it up all the way. The last time I cooked it, it was fine, but it wasn't like it was when I first, the time before that I cooked it, because I put a little bit more water in it that time. So this time I'm doing the same thing because I like it like that better. So I'll bring that to a boil and then I'll cover it. I'm going to top right here. Check on my green beans over here. They don't need much more cooking. So once I get all this started up near the end, I will be back to show you guys the final results. Stay tuned. Alrighty, I am back and ready to eat. I got my fork in my hand and my little plate over here. My quinoa is ready. I've been stirring around in it. And my green beans is ready. I want a little bit more quinoa. This is really similar to grits if you want to get away from grains. This is a seed, supposedly, and it's healthier for you than grits is. And it tastes a lot like grits. And you don't have to stand over it and stir constantly like you do grits. You can just put your water in it and check it every now and then, and it is good to go. So, let's have me a little sample here. Mmm. Very good. It's a very simple meal. It does involve cutting up things, which I enjoy doing. It's kind of like a satisfaction to me to cut up things. And it's a healthy meal. I say the mushrooms can take place of the meat because I do eat a little meat every now and then, but not every day. I don't even desire it every day. I used to years ago, but not anymore. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, like, share, and be sure and hit the notification button so you'll know when I come back with another video. Have a very peaceful evening, morning, afternoon, or whatever it is, wherever you are. And I'm sending my love, peace, and happiness. That's what we all need. So, with that said, I'll see you next time. Thanks again.